I'd like to call this meeting to order. This is the Buena Vista Township regular meeting, January 22nd, 2024. We'll start with a roll call.
Mr. Krenzer?
Here.
Mr. Renard?
Here.
Mrs. Testa?
Here.
Mr. Williams?
Here.
Mayor Ruggieri?
Here. On January 9th, 2024, notice of this meeting was mailed to the Daily Journal, the press, and duly posted in the main lobby of the municipal complex. All requirements of the Open Public Meetings Act have been met in compliance with the Sunshine Law. I'd like to ask everyone to rise to salute the flag. Aaron, do you mind leading us?
I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Approval of minutes. We had the regular meeting December 18th, 2023, the executive meeting December 18th, 2023, and reorganization meeting from January 2nd, 2024.
Need a motion and a second to approve.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Roll call.
Krenzer?
Yes.
Renard?
Yes.
Testa?
Yes.
Williams?
Yes.
Ruggieri?
Yes.
Announcements, presentations, and discussions, there are none. Number 6, Mayor's Report.
A few quick things for you guys tonight. I want to briefly touch on the MLK celebration at the King Center, which took place January 15th. The event was extremely well attended again this year. By the time it got underway, it was standing room only. Township Committee and I were honored to be a part of such a great event that showcases, really to a large extent, phenomenal local speakers, vocalists, musicians, dignitaries, and amazing food. My personal favorite, again this year, was Miss Mona Baker. She sang again, absolutely otherworldly when you hear this woman sing. She never disappoints. I want to thank the staff of the King Center, as well as the Newtonville seniors, for allowing us to be a part of this great day. Brief tip of the hat to our Public Works Department. These guys have been pulled in really a half dozen different directions over the last 2 or 3 weeks. We've had just about every weather event under the sun over the last month, between rain, wind, snow, ice. These guys have been in early, late nights, weekends, getting pulled pretty much across all 44 square miles of BVT. So on behalf of myself, on behalf of Township Committee, I want to thank our Public Works Department.
Absolutely.
And lastly, I want to give a quick plug to our Environmental Commission. They are going to be hosting a free workshop next month for residents. It's going to be a craft with nesting boxes for owls. It's by appointment only. First come, first serve. There's going to be 10 spaces available. This event will take place Saturday, February 17th at noon at the King Center in Newtonville. The event includes all materials instructions to build a complete nesting box for your property. You must RSVP in advance. Space is limited. Please call Town Hall and select option 8 to reserve your seat. And that is all I have for my report tonight. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. Ordinances for introduction, first reading, there are none. Ordinances for public hearing, second reading, there are none. Public comment on current agenda items only. In order for the committee to conduct the business of the township in the most productive manner possible, meeting attendees will be given 2 minutes, all-inclusive, to comment on any agenda items without comment or question from the committee, but only on items specified on the agenda listed for the current meeting. Please step up to the microphone at the appropriate time and state your name and address for the record. 29-24 is authorizing the payment of bills in the amount of $1,448,209.72. Of that is school board tax for $935,496 even. Consent agenda includes items of business which are not controversial and do not require individual discussion. A motion approving the consent agenda is moved, seconded, and voted upon as one item by the Township Committee. If any discussion is requested on a consent agenda item, it is moved from the consent agenda to the regular agenda. Resolution 30-24, authorizing the issuance of street opening permits to South Jersey Gas. 31-24 is authorizing transfer budget appropriations. 32-24 is authorizing the mayor to execute a lease agreement with the African American Heritage Museum. 33-24 is appointing Dominic Diani as Special Environmental Counsel. 34-24 is certification of compliance with the United States Equal Employment Opportunity Commission. 35-24 is authorizing the change fund for the 2024 dog clinics. 36-24 is authorizing stipends to be paid for the 2024 rabies clinics. 37-24 is authorization for the cancellation of outstanding checks from the current and payroll accounts. 38-24 is authorizing the mayor to execute Second Amendment agreement with the County of Atlantic for the installation and maintenance of flashing signal equipment at St. Mary's School. 39-24 is authorizing the Township Administrator to execute a public educational governmental access agreement. That's with Comcast. 40-24 is authorizing cancellation of taxes and refund due to veterans exemption. 41-24 is authorizing the refund of tax overpayments. 42-24 is authorizing the mayor to execute a contract with Barber Consulting Services. 43-24 is authorize the renewal of proprietary software maintenance and support agreement. 44-24 is authorizing the mayor to execute a contract with KD National Force Security. 45-24 is authorize the mayor to execute service agreement with Ross Environmental Solutions. 46-24 is appointing Phoenix advisors to serve as a disclosure agent and municipal advisor. And 47-24 is authorizing the contract for software license agreement with BRT Technologies.
We need a motion and a second to open to the public for agenda items only.
Make a motion to open.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion to close.
Motion to close.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
A motion and a second to adopt to adopt resolution 2924 to pay the bills.
Motion.
Second.
Roll call.
Krenzer?
Yes.
Renart?
Yes.
Testa?
Yes.
Williams?
Yes.
Ruggieri?
Yes. A motion and a second to adopt consent agenda resolutions 30 through 47.
Motion to adopt.
Second.
Roll call.
Krenzer?
Yes, but abstaining from 41-24.
Noted. Renart?
Yes.
Testa?
Yes.
Williams?
Yes.
Ruggieri?
Yes. Abstaining from 4124.
Noted.
Item 12, our Township Administrator's Report.
Thank you, Mayor. I again want to echo thank you to our Public Works Department, and would like to also extend that to our fire companies and also to EMS. Basically, they had to piggyback off of our first responders one way or another to be able to get to calls. Our Public Works Department was available to also respond with some of our first responders to make sure that they could get to the calls that they needed. We're good? Okay. So I just wanted to thank everybody, basically, for their full cooperation over the past week. Again, Mayor, I echo, we've had multiple ranges of several storms this week, from high winds to fallen trees to ice. We're still dealing with ice tonight with closing certain roads this evening by Public Works. So we just ask everybody to be patient. I know by Saturday, they're saying it's supposed to be 63. We're in this crazy weather at the moment. Also, as we also approved this night, just want to give a shout out for our free rabies clinics. They are coming in March, the first and third Saturday in March. The first one is at the Richland Volunteer Fire Company on Main, and the second one is in Collins Lakes. So if your pets need to have any rabies vaccinations for this year, we offer them for free, and we offer licensing on the spot as well. So reach out to our clerk's office if you have any question. Township number is 856-697-2100. Extension 10. So if you have any questions for that, check out, for everybody that is here, our table that is outside as well. We have multiple flyers for several different things that we have going on this year, different events that we have going on, yard sale that is happening in May as well. We're having a community yard sale at Michael Debbie Park, $10 a space. You can actually park your vehicle on the space, so that way you can sell directly from your vehicle. By having easy access to empty everything. So we have a lot of things going on. Earth Month is in April as well. Coming into that, Public Works is open every Saturday for taking any type of disposal that you may have that we can take, household trash, any type of recyclables or things of that nature. So we have a lot going on. Please check out all of our events and flyers that we have on our Facebook page and on our website. Thank you, Mayor.
Thanks, Lisa. We're going to jump over to item 13, our committee reports. I'm going to start with Deputy Mayor Ellen Testa.
I just want to say that, same as our mayor said about our MLK Day, it was an amazing luncheon, great entertainment, great speeches. Every year it gets better. We have an amazing staff there, and it's just great to be able to see what we do here in our community. Having been brought up here and seeing how everyone has always gotten along here, it's just an amazing thing to see, that we celebrate a day like this, and it's done so well. Again, I want to thank our Public Works as well. They did an amazing job clearing the roads and doing everything the way they have. I haven't heard one complaint from anyone about the jobs they've been doing, and again, to thank them. That's about it.
Thank you, Ellen. We're going to jump over to Committeeman Aaron Krenzer. What do you have for us tonight, Aaron?
Yeah, thank you, Mayor. Welcome, everybody. Thank you for braving the cold and getting out and in the ice and everything else. It's been a crazy couple weeks, so I appreciate it. So for those of you not here, we have a pretty busy, packed house here tonight. So getting right into it, Public Works update. Obviously, the storm cleanup, prepping for the rainstorm coming in later this week. Inspecting and cleaning, repairing all of our snow equipment. We did use a lot of it the past week or two, so just making sure it's still good to go. We also are doing street sign repairs too. Some of the street signs were taken out in the snowstorm between wind or snowplow, things like that. So making sure that's good. Kind of reiterating what Lisa said, you know, the sun comes out during the day, it gets above freezing, and then all of a sudden at night it's 4 degrees. So we need to be careful of ice on the road at night, especially in the morning too. And if you guys do experience or see any ice on the roads, you know, sidewalks, things like that, give Public Works a call, tell them exactly where it's at, and they'll be out there as soon as possible to get it taken care of. So they're on standby, kind of spot checking different things and that. So that's really important. And again, thank you to Public Works. Everybody here has been on that. So, yeah, Friday they're calling for 60 and rain. So, you know, it's just, it's unbelievable what's going on. Additionally, we're still working on a generator quote and that for the EMS and Public Works buildings. When the power goes out, we don't have power there. We need power there to get the vehicles out and things like that. So still working on that. And then, you know, we had mentioned a lot about our summer activities and events and things like that. I hope everybody here received a calendar, our BVT calendar. If you haven't, please give Lisa's office a call. We'll get one out to you, but it's really important that you guys hang that up on the refrigerator wherever and come out and join us. But that tells you everything you need to know for Buena Vista Township. So please make sure that you have one, and if not, please get it out. Again, thank you guys for coming. That's all I have. Thank you, Mayor.
Thanks, Aaron. Committeeman Kurt Bernard. Kurt, what do you have tonight, buddy?
Not too much, just the reiteration of the swell time at Martin Luther King in celebration of his birth. That was about the only thing that wasn't canceled. Everything else seemed to be canceled due to the weather, but that went on.
Kurt, did you try ice fishing?
Slush fishing?
Yeah,
No,
there you go.
No. But that's about it.
Thanks, Kurt. Committeeman John Williams.
Yeah, I also attended the MLK celebration on Monday the 15th. It was an excellent presentation. Many pastors from the churches in Newtonville spoke. There was piano solos by a brother and sister. There was several singers, and also the Mayor Ruggieri did an excellent closing remarks by the mayor. We also it was hosted by the Newtonville seniors and Charlotte Jones, and I also wanted to go send a thank you out to Public Works for all their hard work in the recent snowstorm and windstorms. We also, the mayor mentioned we're having nesting boxes for owls on February 17th, and that's part of the Environmental Commission. And I just wanted to let everybody know I will be there.
Perfect.
Okay.
Thanks, John.
Thank you.
Item 14, public comment.
The committee welcomes participation of interested organizations and individuals during regular caucus, workshop, and special meetings. However, in order to conduct the business of the township in the most productive manner possible, attendees will be given 4 minutes, all-inclusive, including all dialogue, questions, and responses from both the speaker and the committee for the designated public portion of the meeting. There may be no transference of a speaker's time to other attendees. Please step up to the microphone at the appropriate time and state your name and address for the record.
Do we need a motion?
We need a motion to
Yeah,
open.
motion to open.
Sorry, motion and a second to open to the public.
Motion to open to the public?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Good evening, Daniel Hutchison, 52 Sophia Drive, Gloucester Township, New Jersey. Thank you, Mayor, for allowing me to speak. Deputy Mayor, I appreciate that.
Thank you.
The committee. I'm here tonight to let you know that I attended, I believe, a meeting in December, right after the election was over, and I heard members of the Cranberry Run development speaking passionately about their unfortunate plight. It made me think of my grandparents who lived in Silver Mead, which was a similar development in Freehold, New Jersey. My grandfather had passed on, and my grandmother was left to carry the burden of the expenses, and it was tremendously difficult. If it weren't for her daughter and my father, she probably would not have been able to keep it. So I contacted the Office of Legislative Services after that meeting, and I asked them if they would work with me to draft a bill that would act as a stabilization of lot rents in mobile home and manufactured home communities. That was delivered to me before my swearing in on January 9th, and right after that, right after I was sworn in, and after the governor spoke, I dropped the bill. The act of dropping the bill gives you a bill number, and the bill number I have is Assembly Bill Number 3361. It's in front of you right now. It has draft on the side of it because technically it has not been introduced. It will be introduced on the 29th, I believe, in Trenton. What I'm asking for tonight is I'm asking for this committee, Mayor, Deputy Mayor, to consider a resolution in support of this bill. I was on council in Gloucester Township for 18 years, and periodically we would issue a resolution in support. I know that you're considering a similar ordinance that would deliver the same protections to these residents, but I'm not pushing for that tonight. That's a big call. I understand you have to talk about that, think about it, think about all the things that go into having such an ordinance. But the resolution of support from this town and from the other towns in this district will go a long way. I need credibility when I speak to the other legislators, and this will be very helpful. Mrs. Testa, I'll be talking to you. Maybe I can get the support of the senator. I would hope I can, but we'll leave that for a different day. So that's why I'm here today. The people here are showing support for this bill, and the more support I have, the more likely it is I can convince my fellow legislators to go along with it. So thank you very much. Thank you. Have a good night.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Assemblyman.
Appreciate it.
Anyone else from the public? I'll ask for a motion to close.
Motion to close.
Yeah. No, go ahead.
Hi, good evening. My name is Dorothy Manera, and I'm here on behalf of my mom, Renita Schaefer. She lives on Main Avenue in Richland at 737 Main Avenue. Back in around Thanksgiving, an individual purchased an adjacent property next to my mom. It's 8-acre property. The entire property is a wetland property. It includes a wetland and a buffer, and there, to the best of my knowledge, is not any area on that property where this individual would be able to build a residence. I've spoken to Lisa Tilton several times. over the past few months, and I appreciate her patience with me. And also my brother who's here. But this individual, you know, moved on the property and is living there in a camper with his wife and 5 children. He has livestock there. He has put in a well. It's really not a well, but it's a pipe in the ground with a pitcher pump. He continues to erect structures on the property. He continues to damage the wetlands that are there. He has a dog. The dog is running at large. The dog got one of my brother's dogs pregnant, and it still continues to run around. My mom is 88 years old and walks with a walker and can easily be knocked down. State police have been out there. You know, I mean, and none of that, it's really nothing personal. It's just the fact that I reported this prior to the individual moving the camper on the property. Now he has, his wastewater from the camper goes into a 55-gallon drum that he claims hasn't been filled up since Thanksgiving. I'm confident that he is dumping his gray water on the property, which onto the wetland. He has brought in a commercial-sized bus on the property. He has brought in a pop-up camper. He has one vehicle that's abandoned. It hasn't been driven since the day he moved in. There's a problem with the car, and they also have a pickup truck. So there's 3 vehicles, 2 campers, and a large bus on the property now. And he continues to construct things there out of pallets. It's not fancy. He had 20 chickens, a few of which died. He claimed to the health department that they had the bird flu. I don't know if that's true. I don't know if the health department followed up. But health department, Child Protective Services have been out there. I spoke to Harry Nickel today with DEP. He said that he hopes to be out there this week, and he was going to circle up with Pinelands so that they could come out as well. And that's pretty much the nutshell. Just wanted to bring it to everyone's attention.
I appreciate it. Lisa,
Thank
we
you.
spoke briefly about this earlier in the week. Do you have any updates we can share kind of globally at this point?
Pretty much everything that Dorothy has indicated, every agency has been notified, not only by the township, but also by the residents, and I appreciate the residents' cooperation. I know it's extremely frustrating to be living next to something that is occurring that should not be occurring. The township, myself being newly appointed as code enforcement, I've already issued 2 summonses against him. They were hand-delivered to him. He has signed off on them. I've spoken to the court to get them put on the docket as soon as possible for him to be able to appear. Health Department, I've been in constant contact with them regarding that. I spoke to Mr. Nickel as well last week. He indicated he was going to be out this week. State Police continues to go by there. Animal Control continues to go by there. We did notify them regarding the deceased animals that we were provided. And I believe their SLEO officer from the New Jersey State Police has been out there as well. I don't know if there's charges on that end. We don't get contact from that once that occurs. So multiple agencies have been out there. Julie, I know that you've sent a beautiful email as well detailing everything specifically regarding the wetlands. I spoke also to, I didn't speak to the Pinelands. I did notify the Pinelands regarding it because they have certain enforcement with the DEP with the Pinelands as well. It's a lot. It's been extremely overwhelming with a lot of the agencies, and we're doing as much as we can, as fast as we can, as much as the system allows us to do to rectify it as fast as we can.
Okay. All right, I guess more to come with that, and I guess this is something we're going to have to kind of every day or two poke and prod.
Julie Akers, Newtonville. I'd just like to ask if, I think I'd asked you if what the summonses were for, because I was looking at the code. I'd like to know what Buena Vista Township can do, and then where we need to pressure these other agencies.
So the violations that were issued on behalf of the township, one was regarding the livestock, that they're not permitted to have livestock on that property. That's a separate violation. The other one was all-inclusive regarding everything else that he has on that property, which would include any structures, any vehicles, any construction done on the property, everything required for that property to have a permit, he was violated for, inclusive on one summons. So basically, everything he's doing on there is hit on the one
Okay, so
summons,
you cover
including the
all of
livestock.
those. Okay, is there
Yes.
any type of timeline for when the courts would be involved? I mean, the reason I'm asking is because, is it going to take a really long time so that, I mean, we're looking at several different issues besides it just being like the terrible thing to be having a neighbor doing that. But it really is tough when people can come into our township and
Yeah.
say, we're going to do whatever we feel like doing, because it'll take 2
We-
years for the
I
courts to
I
catch
can't
us.
say
it's
only
really difficult
because.
to give that
Yeah,
timeline.
I just- how
once,
it's worded
once a
now.
summons is issued, the first appearance is basically a plea date. That's whether or not they plead guilty or they plead not guilty, and then we go forward with the hearing date. If counsel, which he has indicated to me, he does have legal representation, enters in, I'm sure Matt can speak on that behalf. Once he has legal representation, unfortunately, I think it can continue to go, until the court finally.
That's true, as Lisa's indicating, relative to our violations. There's other, as Lisa's listed, is a long list of other agencies that have enforcement power and authority that don't have the same process that we have. So, and there's several issues, obviously, that are paramount here. The wastewater issue, the health department issues for any habitability situation. So we're just going to keep pressing on all fronts as at one time to try to hit the right combination that resolves this thing
Okay, no,
completely.
we appreciate that. I appreciate what you're doing, but then,
Yep.
as I said, we're working to also pressure those same
Yeah.
agencies.
Right.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Julie.
I'd just like to bring up one more item, and that is
Just come to the microphone, just so, yeah, please.
that this individual also, I believe, has made plenty of false statements representing himself as a vet. I don't believe that's true. Also to note that the vehicles have various registrations from Pennsylvania and New Jersey that he's constantly switches out between the vehicles. He's driving his pickup truck around at times with a trailer tag on it. I don't believe he has a driver's license. And so I just want to let you know that when he's representing, that when he says that he has an attorney, I don't know if you ask him for the name of his attorney, but I would strongly recommend that, because I don't believe he has an attorney. And I don't believe that he's going to vacate that property very easily. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Matt, wouldn't the health department
Yeah,
be
the
able
health
to?
department, that's the hammer,
Yeah.
because of the wastewater and
Right.
habitability. It's, you can't.
Hello, my name is
Couldn't live
Donna
in a house
Byram,
like
and I live at Cranberry Run. We have a severe flooding problem. We can't get in and out of our street, we can't go to work, we can't get into our property because we can't go down the street. What do we do about it? It's literally up to our knees. It's 9 inches on our carport. We've measured it. We have pictures of it. One time I couldn't get in there, the fire department had to drive me in on a fire truck because my mother was 90, in her 90s. I said, I got to get back to my house. So what do you suggest we do about this?
Has
You
it-
can't go to work. I lost my job because I couldn't go to work. I told them I can't come in because it's raining. They're like, it's raining. I said, we're flooded. My pilot light was out. I called the manager. He said, call a plumber. We're not registered to come light it. I called the plumber couldn't get down the street.
So Lisa, you've been aware of the water issues in Cranberry Run and been in contact with the owners, the management, and everything, right?
Absolutely.
So this has been, something that has been
I've been there
ongoing.
since June.
So-
Yeah, it's 40 years.
Yeah, it's been ongoing
What are we
for a
gonna do?
while.
Well, if
so-
I can't go to work, I'm very upset.
Understood.
That
I
can't
would-
get out,
I absolutely would be
I
too.
lost my job. I worked at Wawa, that's close enough. I couldn't even walk there. The water's up to your knees. There's other people. Amy, she works, she couldn't go to work last week.
So
No,
Lisa,
we're
what is the
What
update
can we
on
do
that?
about it?
So I've spoken with Legacy, and I've also spoken with the head of their construction and also their regional manager, not the site manager. Several conversations I've had with the site manager have been transferred to the regional manager. They are very well aware that they have some internal issues. They indicated to me last week that their plan, after all that water was to recede, is they have to actually scope camera the lines as well as jetting them out. We've got them in contact with Atlantic County because the drain that they drain into under Cumberland Road is a county road. So they have to work closely with Atlantic County before they jet out to make sure that there's no issues when it comes actually to Cumberland Road, because all it's going to do is overflow. So they've been in contact. We've made sure that their contacts are able to talk to each other, but Legacy has indicated they are very well aware that it is their internal issue regarding the drains to that development.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yes, sir.
Do you
Come to
wanna
the
stand up
microphone,
and approach
please.
the microphone?
Good to be here, guys.
It's not going to go up higher.
My name is John Passave, 472 Pilgrim Way, Buena, New Jersey, Cranberry Run. And I'm here in regards to all these people behind me, in regards to the rent control. And I want to thank you for your heart and for your listening ear. I got 3 short things to say. Keep your boxing gloves on. Stay unified. And confront Legacy. They're the bully on the block. And we don't quit. But we have your heart, I think. So thank you for hearing us.
Thanks, John.
Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Pleasure to meet you.
You know, last meeting, there was a lot of, a lot of residents from Cranberry Run, and we understand your situation, and Matt is working on investigating and that as well, so. We were 2 separate things. This was the rent control thing, so, yep, so.
I'm going to ask for a motion and a second to close to the public.
We got one more.
Oh, wait a minute.
Hi, Frank Lewis, 541 Puritan Drive in Cranberry Run. Last time when we talked, you said they're trying to get the permits done. Any updates on that?
They're still trying to get the permits. So, well, it's not permits. They have a pending application in front of the board that came to the board. They were deemed incomplete. There's things that they still need to submit, and they have not submitted anything.
Yeah.
So I don't have anything further after
With the
that.
water problem, you got water coming right out the roads.
Well, the
And
water
across.
problem wouldn't be
That's not-
associated.
Yeah, that's
to pave the
separate.
roads, so they need a permit for the roads.
No, that's separate.
That's not what's currently pending.
All right.
The
And-
application they have pending is completely different than the road situation. They are aware of the road situation, and I think they're very well aware that that could possibly be a conversation with their application when it comes to the board, but it is not part of their application. But our township engineer is aware of the issue when he reviews that application when it comes to the board.
Yeah, because our drain in front of my house, I'm up by the first
Yeah.
big lake. I measured it, 11 inches, and before you hit ice. So when we go and get hit with this rain, the people in the back are really gonna get flooded. So I don't know if you could have someone come out and assist these people that live back there, or come out and help us by getting us out of the trailers. Because if you're talking about Saturday, all the snow's gonna melt. The ground's already saturated. We're looking at a big flood coming in certain parts of the park.
So, Lisa, is there a way that tomorrow you could reach out to the regional guy and just let him know that we're expecting rain and,
I'll reach
No, he
out to
needs
their
to-
engineer and
yeah.
also to the regional manager.
Yeah.
It's a she, but yes, I'll reach out to him.
Can't come down the road.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, like I said, I measured the drain yesterday. I took a picture of it. I put it down. It only went 11 inches, and it was iced down there. And that's for the big front pit. Then you had the other one on the other side. This is the one when you
Right,
first
the
come
ones
in.
on the outer edges are seepage, they're not interconnecting. The ones on the
Right.
inside are interconnecting that come out to Cumberland Road.
Yeah.
So some of them, it's just gonna be a seepage pit that goes down about 6 feet, or some are 8 feet, and then once that fills up, it just bubbles back over into the road. So
So
that's the
let me-
type of interconnecting stormwater that they have in that development at this time.
So let me, I got a question for you, and maybe it's to most of the residents sitting in here tonight, and it's just because, you know, we're aware of the water issue. We've been in contact with the management, excuse me, the regional people and whatnot. you guys have all written letters to them, you guys have all called, you guys have taken pictures, obviously, and provided documentation to the,
We have an
who,
on-site manager.
to your manager, to the owner group, and that, correct? Okay, I'm just starting kind of back to basic and working right up.
And it
So-
seems like our collective efforts to this point are, for the most part, falling on deaf ears. We're just kind of getting a lot of just very broad acknowledgement.
That's what I see.
Yeah.
They don't want to hear it. They just want the money,
What do we do, you know? We're desperate.
you know? We're part of the township. That's what I was saying. If it gets that bad, can you come out and help us?
I mean, it's kind of out of our purview, in all honesty. I mean, is what the framework of the current HOA, do you have any type of legal counsel that represents the HOA in any capacity?
No.
Well,
We can't afford rent, how are we gonna afford an attorney?
Well, you know, maybe a retired, somebody could just provide legal counsel for you, somebody that might live there, I don't know.
I mean, a
So-
letter, I mean, just because at this point, the phone calls, the emails between the township and the residents don't seem to be spurring any action at this point.
It's not.
To Legacy. So.
Yeah, they have obligations, obviously, everybody here in this room knows that they have a contractual relationship with all of you, and they have obligations to uphold on their end, other than just to collect the rent. You know, seemingly that's their number one priority, but along with that goes the responsibility of making these repairs.
Yeah, this has to be a two-way street between your payment of rent and their maintenance of the park.
Right. But.
And
they're
it seems
saying
like to
they
this
can't do
point,
nothing because of the permits. They can't do nothing.
That
the
has
permits have
to do with
nothing
it.
to,
That has
that's
That's
like,
a
nothing to
red
do with
herring,
it.
that's a complete
That
distraction.
has nothing to do with it. There's no permits required for them to fix their drains, period. They have to come in, they have to jet them out, they have to clear them out. That
And you
has
gotta
nothing to
restore
do with
the-
any
the
permits.
pits.
What's that?
You gotta restore the pits too, that they have for the water going into.
Well,
There's a
they,
lot of sediment and they're not draining
right,
down.
but that's internal connecting stuff that they need to do.
that's
There's no
theirs.
permits from the township for them to do any of that, to make repairs to their own drainage system that's already intact. No.
They could do it tomorrow.
So, yeah, they
Yeah.
can start right now if they wanted to.
yeah, so, I mean,
There's
just
nothing
in this
holding them up.
room full of 6 people and on live TV, we'll debunk that real time,
them
that
on
permits have no
tomorrow.
bearing
Okay.
on their ability to remedy any of the infrastructure issues
Yeah, I'll
presently.
contact them again
Yeah,
tomorrow.
we'll put them on written notice again tomorrow
Yeah.
and stress, as Lisa said, the conditions as they are here tonight and they're leading up into Saturday and make it clear
And the
that,
liability that
They're
will
gonna-
fall
right.
on them if for some reason something were to happen to any of their residents or infrastructure or property within their development would fall on their liability.
Because people got
So-
mold and all kinds of stuff growing underneath their house, because it's always wet.
The water takes the, skirt away from the off.
So let me, have you guys, in as a team or one individual, have you tried to contact a regional manager and have them come down and do a meeting in the clubhouse or something along those lines?
Yeah.
Okay.
tried, yeah.
And no response or
Every day she's unavailable.
every day?
Every day.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and even when we ask her again, she's unavailable. But this has been very helpful, so I think
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, yep.
We just
it's
need a
gotta
little
be
bit more help.
a
If you know a
two-way
lawyer
street.
who can talk to us, any of us, we'll be glad to listen to it.
Yeah, we can't recommend.
Yeah, we can't recommend counsel, but understood, yeah.
Yeah.
So,
I'm just trying.
no, and hey, listen,
Like I said, if you know
I understand.
somebody who wants to listen,
So,
talk to us.
I think Lisa we can put them on notice again tomorrow and, let them know that we're expecting rain, obviously, which they need to know, they must know, and go from
I
there.
wouldn't presume they know anything. We would
No,
write
they're
it
in
as,
Florida.
yeah,
Probably
exactly. They don't know what's going on.
They're in a different state.
Okay, yes, sir,
Thank
thank
you.
you.
Thank you.
We got a mess on our hands.
I'm going to ask for a motion and a second to close to the public.
Motion to close to the public.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Item 15.
Item 15. Mayor, I just want to defer to our township solicitor. I know we had a request regarding a resolution of support for, I believe it's the Assembly Bill A3361. If the committee so wishes, we can do a resolution as far as by title only, and I could draft it this evening regarding what I have as a draft. If committee wishes to do so tonight, you can motion in a second and adopt that resolution of support if you wish.
And I would just add that the crux of it is, it limits rent increase to 2.5%.
I'll ask for a motion and a second for committee.
Resolution, yeah. I'll make a motion for a resolution for a Bill 3361.
Drafting a resolution of support.
Support, correct. Drafting a resolution of support.
Motion and a second.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Let me take a roll
Now
call
we
on
gotta
that,
do-
Mayor.
Yep, roll call.
Roll call, right?
That's okay. Krenzer?
Yes.
Renart?
Yes.
Testa?
Yes.
Williams?
Yes, definitely.
Ruggieri?
Yes.
And that will be Resolution 48-2024. It'll be a resolution for support of Assembly Bill as listed,
3361.
3361.
Yep.
Uh, 3361. Number 15, there's no executive session planned for this evening, so Mayor, 16.
Motion and a second to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn?
And second was Mrs. Testa.
Testa.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, everybody.
Services on Atlantic City.